can't even get the mic on. Simplest things, they're so much harder now. Here we are. That looks ridiculous. I can't make a video like that. 2.5 years later from breaking my finger, having surgery, and it being like a whole, I think it was like a 4-month ordeal to where I can skate again. I got another broken bone. Grown-ass man out here skateboarding, still getting broken bones. What is going on? I want to talk about my slam, what happened in the future of this channel. Whole purpose of my channel originally is just to like preserve a space and time. Obviously, I do DIY. I like to teach things and do reviews and all that, but the real selfish, call it what you want, kind of goal is always just be able to look back on my videos and just like kind of see where I was at that point in life and what I was going through. That's kind of the intention of this video, to also talk about what the future holds for this YouTube channel. We're going to get into my injury and what happened, what I'm doing to maintain it, how long till I can skate again. But yeah, obviously right now, no skateboarding for the next couple of weeks. 6 weeks at the bare minimum. So first thing I want to speak on is the slam and what happened. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I don't have any like super fun, crazy story for you. Like last time when I was actually trying something hard and I got hurt. A lot of the times you end up slamming on the things that you like don't expect to slam on. You're just kind of cruising around. I do have video of it, so I'll insert that footage. But basically I just at my local skate park, Prince Park. I was doing a little line. I was kind of tinkering around. And when I went really wrong, or where I went really wrong, was with the truck bash. I just got into the truck bash and I slammed straight to the bottom. The slam probably doesn't look that bad. In all honesty, I've slammed way worse before, just doing other tricks, and nothing ever came of it. You just, you're sore for a day or two or whatever. And ice bath, you hit the sauna, you do your thing, and you're always better. But the problem was, like, I didn't realize how bad it really slammed because my adrenaline was still going, and that just happens when you're a skater. You also don't have like a good judge of your pain tolerance. At least I don't. I think I have a really high pain tolerance. I've realized that because like multiple physical therapists had told me that. I never thought I did. I was like, no, that hurts. But after breaking bones and like kind of getting pressed to do certain stretches, they told me like it's really hard for them to even see where they should go or not go because I don't know how painful something is. I don't know if that makes sense. Like my pain tolerance is really high. Sounds like an egotistical thing. The reason that is important to bring up is because I continue to skate after that fall. Actually continued to skate a few times, trying to do the line, clean it up. And then I did another big spin pivot fakie and landed right on the same wrist. Scared you? On that same wrist. Yeah, no. Now I have 3 little hair bone fractures in here. I didn't go straight to the ER or go straight to the hospital or anything like that. You should do that if you feel pain, probably. But I live here in America where things are crazy when it comes to the healthcare. We won't go into all that, but I have my resentments, obviously, but I waited a day, I did icing, and then the next day I did some heating. The swelling was still going up, and it was when I couldn't sleep is when I actually decided, okay, I need to go get this checked out, at least get an x-ray, right, to see how bad it is. Thanks to my friend Spencer also helping me come to my senses. So I went to the hospital, and I couldn't go to any of the urgent cares, which are normally a little cheaper, more affordable. Urgent cares don't do that much. That's what I've come to realize. Like, I like to go there because it's not as intensive as the ER, but a lot of times they can't do anything. So I ended up going to the ER, got x-rays. They told me it's broken. They put me in the spleen. And then it's been a week since then. And basically yesterday is the first day where I actually saw orthopedic, and they put me in this hard cast, which I'm happy to have. And essentially they just said, hey, it's probably going to be 6 weeks minimum. The same office that I went to when I broke my hand. And I'm just like really comfortable with them because they deal with skaters. They actually like almost like specialize with skaters, and I'm thankful that they are in my insurance network. It just took a lot of time and going back and forth with the insurance to get in there. But yeah, so now I'm officially starting the healing process. Because when I was in the spleen, it just wasn't very sturdy. Did it at an ER, not a very good ER that I wouldn't recommend, so I'm not even going to tell you where that was. But long story short, now I know 6 weeks, bare minimum. And they work with skaters, like I said, so they told me like, hey, don't skate on it, but obviously we're not going to stop you from doing what you're going to do. I think I might be able to skate in like probably 2 weeks. Basically, that's how the slammed happened. That's where I'm at in the process and the stage. Luckily, I don't have any surgery, nothing crazy. It's pretty minimal. Things happen. It's just funny, Never thought at this age I'd still be breaking bones skateboarding, but I'm thankful that I'm still able to break bones skateboarding. The other thing I should mention about that slam is I have just set up a brand new board, trucks, and wheels and everything. It's a whole new setup. And I think because the trucks weren't broken in, that truck bash just didn't work to my favor. Normally I have the trucks on a little bit looser. The trucks were a little bit tighter than I normally ride them because whatever reason, I won't even go into it, but I was trying to just like skate them right away and just do my normal session. But yeah, that's a lesson. Don't go and skate your brand new truck just like you would skate your board you do all the time. I think that was a big part of why I fell. And I always try to look back on my slams and think like, okay, where did I go wrong? What can I learn from that? So yeah, basically things happen. You can't always learn sometimes. It's just like the name of the game. But in that situation, I probably shouldn't have been trying truck bashes with brand new trucks where the bushings aren't broken enough to get that like flexibility. It's kind of why I went to the ground. But obviously the big spin to the fakie is a whole different thing. So yeah, you can sit there and pick it apart. But that was the one takeaway that I will take from the slam is just not setting up brand new trucks and try to skate them like you've been skating them for weeks. Now, obviously, skating at my age was a lot different than in my early 20s or even early 30s at this point. I have big responsibilities. I have a house, got the family. I got things I need to be doing every day. So having the cast is obviously like a little bit of a bummer. It doesn't stop me from doing too much. I try not to let it mess with me. I'll get into that in a little bit as far as the mental health aspect that goes. But yeah, just being older and being hurt, I'm not that person. It's like, oh, it's worse when you get older. I think it always sucks. Basically, when you're younger, yeah, your bones are growing faster, your body's growing faster. Like the process is faster to heal, but I think it's just as painful. It hurts just as much. So I'm not that like older guy or whatever you want to say it that's going to say like, oh, it hurts more now. It is what it is. It always hurts. Skateboarding hurts. That's just part of the process. I don't know. I don't think like I really try to focus too much on that age aspect, although I do bring it up because I just think that is a topic of interest. I'm 37 years old, breaking the wrist. Does it make me feel any different than if I was 18? Not really. Like the only difference that it makes is the responsibilities that I have. That's one of the difference. And that is what keeps a lot of people from skateboarding. They slam really bad and they're like, oh, I have kids or I have a job. I can't just break myself off. But I try to live by the motto of not living to work for other people or other things. And I know some people might take offense to that. It's not what I mean. But for me, it's just like, I'm going to do the things that I love, sometimes regardless of the repercussions. And there is a fine line with that. You don't want to be irresponsible and like just blowing it when people depend on you. I 100% agree and can, have empathy for that type of perspective. But for me, it's like, there's a tight rope to watch because none of us are guaranteed tight rope to walk. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow, right? Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You can get hurt in a car crash and you're playing on your vacation. Like anything can happen. So I think there's a fine line of like, yeah, live your life to the fullest while also being responsible. And I try to walk that balance a little bit. But point being, the reason I bring that up is why I'm probably not going to skate really early on, even with the hard cast. Of course, hard cast is like the best wrist guard you can get, but I'm going to give it a couple weeks no matter what, just to like, be responsible essentially. And there's other things that I have to do. I wish I could just make a full-time job out of this YouTube channel. That's not realistic. And I think a lot of people have a naive perspective of YouTube channel, specifically within skateboarding, just because people get views or there's a video that does really good. There's no way I personally can live off just making YouTube videos. That would be great. But that's just not a reality. So I do have to use my wrist. I do have to have other jobs. We won't go into all that, but it just gives some insight to like the YouTube world and skateboarding. Like if this was the only thing I had to do, I think I would take these injuries a lot different than I do. I'm very privileged to not be like dependent on skateboarding or YouTube. I have other jobs, thankfully. And even then though, like the people, like even my friend Dan, for example, Dan Corrigan is pretty successful, I'd say, on YouTube, but it's not like he's living some lavish dream. And I think there's this misconception from skaters specifically that think that because skaters on YouTube are either semi-successful or really successful that they're like living out the big bucks. It's just not true. And it's kind of a little sidebar and tangent going on. So we'll get back to track here. What I'm trying to get at is basically I was doing one video a week on this YouTube channel for the last like 3 months now. I think I was like pretty consecutive with it. I might have missed like 1 or 2 weeks at the most, but I'm going to be taking a little break. So this will be the last video probably for like a month or so. Actually, I might have one more video coming up. There's a new skate park nearby. I've been filming the whole process of it being built, so I won't be skating, but I want to get some clips of other people skating there and just showing the process of that thing being built. With that exception, I do have a plan to bring back the DIY skate park series, and I actually recently went to go check on that spot and see the current status of it. So once I can kind of build again and use my hand again, I will be bringing that series back. It's going to be a slower process than it was before, but that was one of the things I'm going to bring back. It won't be weekly. That'll probably be more of a monthly thing. So subscribe if you haven't seen any of those videos or if you just want to. The other thing I want to do is actually I have a whole new series. So I have the DIY skate park series coming. Hopefully in the coming months. There's nothing done right now. This is all just holding myself accountable by putting it out there right now. And then the other series I want to do, I don't want to give you too much information right now, but basically it's going to be highlighting other skaters, similar DIY ethics, not exactly like building spots, but that's as much as I'm going to give away. Basically, it's going to be me highlighting other skaters, because at some point, I also don't want it just to be about me, focused on me. There's so many skaters that I do want to focus on, or even things that they do. That's the most I want to give away, because I don't want someone to take my idea. I want to start and get a couple episodes done. So that is another series. So I have 2 series planned. I'll probably start them during the summertime, most likely. So there'll be a few months of just filming, kind of getting my gears grinding again. Right now, I'm just basically going to take a break. So that's just the status of the channel and the future of where I'm going with things right now. I'm also considering making other content potentially once those series gets going, because I don't want to neglect my audience that's skateboarding related to DIY and stuff. But also, I just built a sauna in my backyard. Unfortunately, I can't use it right now because I'm in cast. I can't be like sweating it all out, but that's something I've been filming. There's a lot of other things I film, but I never do anything with them just because I like documenting the process. So maybe that's something I'll do, is like show other videos of me just like building things and doing things outside of skateboarding that keep me skateboarding at this stage in life. Like I said, I try not to blame the age thing, but you do have to do different things when you're at a certain age, whether you like it or not. Not drinking, not doing drugs, eating healthy, sleeping good, like basic shit, right? Otherwise, your skating is going to be clearly sabotaged. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're sabotaging yourself by not taking care of yourself. So those are concepts and other video ideas I might get into. I'm curious if you guys would be interested in that, and things that like don't necessarily involve skateboarding, but they help your skateboarding. I don't want to become some like health guru or anything like that, because I'm not that person. But just sharing my personal experience with those things. So quick video update. Love you all. Thanks for watching this far. Keep on keeping on. Match. Watch Spencer's videos, because I'll be out with him filming a lot, I'm sure. I like to get out. The other day I went hiking with my friend. We went on like a 6-mile hike. I actually just got this cast on. Went on the 6-mile hike right after to a waterfall. Put it in a bag, everything like that. So try not to let it get the worst of me. I think that's the other thing I wanted to talk about is mental health. So I really do want to like very, very intentional with my mental health, because like the first 3 days of this happening, like I was really bummed. It's kind of a dark place, to be honest. And I had to like try to snap myself out of that in a way. Not snap myself, that doesn't sound right, but I had to just like remind myself of the privileged situation that I'm in to even have anybody that watches my videos and be skateboarding at my age and everything like that. So yeah, just taking care of my health is gonna be really important. Eating healthy, much more healthy. I've always eaten healthy in the last couple of years, but even more so now, doing intermittent fasting, getting good sleep, everything like that. So that's why I talked about maybe those topics being video concepts. Let me know if that's something you want to see. All right, Mash, for real this time.